Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Prashant, and in this video we will talk about the problems in statement. In the last video, we used statement to insert and search data using the user input. So these are the two methods that we have built using the statement in our previous video, in which what we have done is we have taken the roll number and name or the roll number in this method and attached directly to the statement query, right? And everything was working fine, right? We have also tested it. But there is a serious problem using the user input in this way by directly attaching the user input into the query. So let me show you what will be the problem. And let's not alter this code, okay? Instead, we will make a new class. So make a class JDBC statement problem. And we will going to copy paste some of the things from the previous code, and these are the basics. So copy this, go to the statement problem, paste over here, and we also, if you recall, we also build a method for open connection. Just copy it and paste over here like this. So we have just pasted the URL, username and password, right? And there is a method with the help of which we are opening the connection. So if the connection was not built, then it will return the null, else we will get the connection, right? So let's build our main method. Like this. And in this as well, we will use the scanner object, okay, for taking the user input. And we will going to import it. So import the scanner of, not from this, from the util. Okay. So now we will going to first open the connection, right? So connection con is equal to open connection, like this. And either we will got the null or the connection. So for null, we will going to check if connection is equal to null, then we will going to say return. Now let's align a little. So if we got the null, it means the connection hasn't built yet, right? Therefore we will not doing anything, we'll just return or exit this method. So let's make a statement with the help of the connection. So we'll wrap all the codes inside the try and catch. So we'll catching the exception. You can use the SQL exception as well, it's doesn't matter. Now in the connection, what we will going to do is we'll creating a statement like this. So we have seen these a lot of time, right? So let's start, just remove these. Okay, so we have seen these things, right? Let me more, let's have some space. Okay, now what we will going to do is we will make a query, okay, and using the string format. Now let's write a query like select star from students where name is equal to asterisk, and we will take the name from the user using the sc.next line like this. And before that we will going to ask the user, okay, there is should be a simple prompt for asking the name. So enter the name to search like this, and we'll just remove the tr. Okay, so what we will going to do is we will going to search particular name, okay, related data or row inside the students table. So if you are not aware of the students table, so let me show you the table as well. So go to the MySQL Now copy the name of the database. Here just use this one and select star from students. Okay, so we will going to perform the search operation on the name of this table, right? And it might looks simple. Now to execute it, what we will going to do is we will execute using the execute query, because this is a select query, right? And we have already discussed about the result set, right? And with the help of this result set, we will going to print all the rows inside the result set if it is present. So while rs.next, and I hope you are aware with the rs.next method. Okay, I have clearly explained in my previous video, that is the result set in JDBC. If you have not watched yet, make sure to watch that video. After this, you will have a clear idea what result set is. Now after this, what we will going to do, we will simply print the roll number and name, right? So for this we need a sequence, right? So let's not use the star here, it's roll and name. So we know the sequence, this is the first index and this is the second index. So let's rs dot get int from the 1 plus add a colon and rs dot get string second, like this. And that's it. What we have done yet, we have simply opened a connection, then created a statement object, then created a query, and inside this query we are attaching the user input using the sc.next line. After this we are executing that query, got a result set, and we traverse this result set using the while loop. During the traversing, we are going to print all the rows or data inside this result set, right? So this might look very correct, right? And it should work if my query again not goes, okay, again, sorry, learning from the mistakes, right? So let's go to the Java application. Okay, let's suppose I'm searching Rohan. So we are able to see the Rohan, right? And it's working very fine, right? Now again, if we want to search, let's suppose Ankit, then we have not got anything, right? So let's close it. But what if the user gives an input like this? So let's again run this, right? And we will going to write anything like Ankit, and we know that Ankit is not present inside the table. Now we are going to close this code, right? Then again we have entered OR. After this we will passing 1 is equal to 1, and for closing the tag we will again use this OR, and again do any operations like name is equal to this code, right? Now when I press enter, what do you think what will happen? So let's do that. And what we get? We got all the data, all the rows of that particular table. So is there anything wrong here? And yes, the thing is, we have passed the SQL query instead of a string with the help of the user input. And this is a popular attack called the SQL injection, where we parse the SQL query instead of a plain string. So let's discuss about the SQL injection. So SQL injection is a technique where users can manipulate your SQL query inside the statement. And how they do that? By simply entering a malicious input. We have just seen, right? And this is not just a small bug, but this can lead a lot of major issues like data leaks, unauthorized access, and even the deletion of data in our table. And that's why this is a very serious issue in the real application. So now we understood we cannot directly attach the user input in our query. There needs to be some filtration or some checks before attaching to the query. And it creates a question that how can we make sure the user input is treated only as data but not as SQL code? And in simple way, how can we prevent this? And if you know the solution, let me know in the comment section. So that's all for this video. In the next video, we are going to solve this problem step by step and make our code secure. If you have any doubt, feel free to drop in the comment section and make sure to stay connected for the next part of the series. So meet you in the next video. Till then, keep learning and happy coding. Thank you.